we did the camper van in Iceland, and that was so nice because we were like, our home was with us. We would move if we wanted to. We could stay if we wanted to. Like we could be super flexible on plans. And we could like go out for these little, I mean, for us it was hiking, like these jaunts, and know that, if like we didn't want to sleep in a van like this big, we could just go find a hotel, or we could, rent something, or we could, sleep under the stars if we wanted.
Hmm.
Um, I think that in Iceland, that's not really ideal in October, but um, yeah, it's a good balance of, being having home, but also being away.
It is. It's a great balance. Hey, I should mention I'm on a Starlink. Um,
Okay,
if I freeze, I might stay frozen for up to 15 seconds, but I will come back. The
okay,
best thing you can do is just like make fun of whatever position my face is
got it,
in
got it.
so that I can, when I watch the recording, I can see what my face looked like and how much you were making fun of me.
Yeah, sure. Create a dialogue for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
well, I know we don't have a huge amount of time. If your timing is still the same, we got to wrap up
yeah.
in
I've
about
got,
45 minutes.
yeah,
And I really wanted to catch up with you to play a whole mind game.
for sure.
I think I've got two that I'd love to play with you. We should just do one of them today.
Well,
Uh,
I might have just thought of a third.
oh,
Um,
what's the third?
Home and away.
Home and away. Oh yeah, home and away is definitely one to play. So
That's a good one.
we can play
What
home
are
and
what are your
away.
two options?
My two options are pursue and surrender, which is it just kind of
Ooh,
came to me.
yeah.
And then we should one day we got to play authenticity and ambition together.
I'm surprised we haven't.
It's kind of
It's the elephant in
it
the
is
room.
it is somewhat relevant.
It is. Um, I don't know. Pursue and surrender is jumping out at me right now.
It's the
Yeah.
yeah. There's something about
And it's one I haven't thought anything about, which I kind of like
mm,
for the whole mind game.
yeah, it's
Like I'm
completely
not prepared
fresh.
at all. Yeah.
Totally not prepared. And I am prepared, so I almost don't want to give you the context by which
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Don't give me any.
it came to me and I was like, "Oh, I want to play Pursue and Surrender." And I feel like I want to give the context later in the game, towards the end of the game. I don't know. Or as we're playing the game.
Yeah, give the context after. I think going into like, because so much is up to interpretation. Like you have no idea what I'm thinking of when I hear the word pursue.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's
But it
just
does
dive
have
in.
like
Oh,
strong resonance for me. So
ooh, okay. I just want to dive in. I just want to go right into it.
uh,
You know how to play the game, so
I do, I do. Um, all right, so we're gonna do what's good, what's bad, and then best of the best, worst of the worst.
yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to think out loud, or do you want me to?
Oh, think out loud. Let's absolutely think out loud.
So the good, the good in pursue. I'm not gonna say the word ambition, but that's what I'm thinking of. It's that kind of like fire and motivation and like clarity of goal, right? Like you know what you want. I don't know, like a cheetah running through the savannah like knows exactly what it's chasing. And there's beauty to that. Like that's a positive thing to know what your end game is, to know what the outcome you want
Mhm.
is. So I would say, I don't know, fire, passion, that's kind of cliche. I think clarity. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
to me like if I'm pursuing something, it's not that I'm grasping, it's that I know exactly what I want, whether or not I know how to get there. Um, but the negative side of pursue, dissatisfaction, right? If you're always caught up in chasing something and trying to get that clear outcome, then you kind of lose sight of the beauty in the process of the thing, right? And you don't
Mm.
really leave room for, for example, like if you're in the airstream and you want to go to that camping spot, that spot that you go to every year, um, and you pass something along the way that looks intriguing, that's not your goal, and so you might just pass it by without stopping,
Mm.
right? Or you might say, well, let's table that and come back to it in the future, and that might never happen. So I'd say like dissatisfaction because you have such a clear idea in your mind of what you want that you're not open to entertaining alternatives.
I'm hearing like not open. I'm hearing like miss out. Like you miss out on
Mhm.
things. Trying so hard to get to one thing, you're missing out on something else.
Yeah. That's a real risk. Like even in, I don't know, if I think about like my degrees, like my process of going through school, right? Like I went into undergrad pre-med planning to go into medicine, and it wasn't a good fit for where I was in my life or for where I was supposed to go. I guess I didn't know that yet, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't right. It's what I thought was right. And I was pretty like stubborn about it the first year. And
Mm.
I was like so deeply unhappy in classes. And like we got to organic chemistry and I was like, all right, I'm out. This is not for me.
Mm-hmm.
And behind the scenes, I'd been taking a bunch of language classes. I'd been taking a bunch of creative writing classes. I'd been taking philosophy and art and photography and like psychology. And that's the stuff that kept me going while I was pursuing this, idea of a career that I wanted. And
Mm-hmm.
it was only when I released the goal and like released the precision of that thing I was chasing that I actually found what lights me up inside and like
Mm-hmm.
where I wanted to be as
Yeah.
opposed to where I thought I wanted to be or where I thought I should be.
Yeah. It yeah, I'm hearing like you're in pursuit, but what if you're chasing the wrong thing? You know, so it's the bad side. I'm hearing about not being open to these other alternatives, like missing out on these alternatives.
Yeah. Because yeah, like it's good to have a goal,
Mm-hmm.
but a goal by definition means you're blocking out
Mm-hmm.
distraction. And distraction is sometimes the good part, the fun part, or
Yeah.
the signal of like, hey, you're missing something. So yeah, I do think like missing out is a good way to represent that.
Cool. Yeah. Thinking in terms of, you know, pursue or surrender, and then turn that to end, right? So I want to pursue this this thing. I want this thing in my life. Or do I just surrender and let it be, I'm just gonna say God's will,
Mm.
God will just take me there. If I just surrender, I'll reach my goals. I'll let the universe take me to the goal. Um, so
Ooh,
kind
I mean,
kind of thinking of them, kind of think like, do I pursue or surrender? This is a little bit of the context of the game of why I think this is a tension, is because I think that in many ways I I'm contextually thinking of pursue and surrender as two different options to get to a goal. Do I pursue the
mm.
goal or do I surrender and let let the universe take me to the goal? Um,
So if I had to choose the best of surrender, to me that's the worst of pursue, right? It's open, right? It's that word, open. Like surrender is open to whatever comes, whatever appears, whatever happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not pigeonholing yourself and not getting caught up in the shoulds and the box thinking of, I'm supposed to do this, and so I have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Surrender is like, but there's a negative to that too, right? Which is floundering. It's yeah, surrender is that an active process or a passive process? If it's active, it's intentionally opening and allowing. But if it's passive, it I think runs the risk of becoming something along the lines of complacency or conceit or like never being vested in an outcome.
Mm-hmm.
So like floundering, yeah, that idea of like, oh, whatever happens, happens. Like, yeah, but you must have I as a person need to have a goal in mind. I need to have a direction of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
I can be flexible. That direction can change and I'm comfortable with that. But like I cannot just get up, go to work, come home, go to sleep, get up, go to work, come home, go to sleep. Like that's not every time I try to fit myself into that lifestyle, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, agreed.
What's your downside of surrender?
The downside of surrender, I think, is maybe nothing happens.
Mm.
Like if I
Like
surrender,
inaction.
yeah, it's there's just like no action at all, right? Like let me just it's somebody else's will. It's just like just completely giving in to whatever. I'll kind of get into it more when I give the context. Uh,
Mm.
but it's like not in the position, the way that I want to say it is that the worst of surrendering is it does not put me in a position to achieve anything.
Well, that's the point of surrender, right? It's like
It's
you're not supposed to be putting yourself in the position at all.
well, I mean,
And
sure.
that's that
Yeah.
line I think I'm trying to draw between like the
Yeah.
active and the passive surrender.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, and this is so the best of surrender. I agree that the best of surrender is that it's just wide open to possibilities,
Mm,
right? The worst of surrender for me is that I am in no position to achieve anything.
yeah, and that's my complacency and conceit. It's just like the any whatever is fine because I'm not trying anymore.
Yeah.
It bugs me to no end when people say, "Well, why bother trying?" I'm like, well, I mean, fine, but like the only person you hurt is yourself in that.
Hmm.
Like you don't have to try for something groundbreaking, but like do try for something.
Yeah. Agreed.
Do make an effort. Like now I feel
Hmm.
like an elderly British woman. Like do make an effort. Do something.
Yeah. Yeah. The worst of it is no effort, just no effort. No effort, no, not in a position. You feel good to go to the best of the best? Is your mind there?
Well, yeah, it's I'm not now I'm just writing down a bunch of words, right? Because I originally said like fire and passion for this
Hmm.
idea to pursue. And then like
Clarity.
the worst
Clarity
of
was one
certain.
that you,
Yeah, clarity is my number one. That's
okay.
that's my highlighted word. But I'd also said that and like what you're saying, like that no effort, right? No desire, no action. Is that like lack I mean, these are very opposed. These are
Hmm.
very cleanly opposed ideas. Um, so yeah, that's what is the best of the best, right? Because these
Yeah, what
these
is,
feel like opposites.
they feel like a choice, right? Like, do I pursue this? I mean, I'll give you a different context, which is not the one that I was thinking of, but it's like feels like, say, in a relationship, like, do I pursue, I'm single, do I pursue finding love, or do I just surrender and just let the universe will just I'll find the right person when I'm gonna just surrender to it. It feels very much like a choice between pursuing something or surrendering to it. And when it came to me in the
Mm.
context
Yeah,
that
what
I'll
was your
provide
context?
later, I was like, oh, there is like there I haven't played the game too, by the way. It's not like I've played it in my head.
Mm.
I've just sort of pondered on the context of it. Um, so I don't even know
It's
where it's
hard.
gonna.
It's hard not to, though, by the way.
It's
Like
hard not.
since
Yeah.
you introduced this concept, like I find myself doing it with all kinds of things. Like I was weighing my options, went out to dinner with somebody yesterday and like was weighing my options like in well, okay, well, like what's the best of this French onion soup versus like I
Yeah.
was like, all right, you're too deep. You need to pull out of here. Not that serious, just choose. Yeah, yeah. So
I
it's invaded the everyday. It's now sitting at the dinner table with me.
can I get the steak with the grilled onions because I want the best of a French onion soup.
The cheese is the come on, don't get it
and,
twisted. The cheese is the best part.
give me, and I want a piece of bread with cheese melted on it and a steak with grilled onions on the top.
Yeah, exactly. Um, I mean, that sounds delicious. That sounds perfect.
Yeah, it's French onion soup and a steak and
Yeah.
one
Give
meal.
me give me an au jus with like caramelized onions, deglaze the pan with a little bit of white wine and broth.
Yeah. See,
Yeah. 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 What was the context?
I'm not. I don't.
I have locked in my best of the best and worst of the worst.
You have your
It's written.
locked in. You
It's
got the
written.
locked in best of the best. It's written. You know it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So my context was I was in yoga, and sometimes there are positions, physical positions in yoga that I cannot reach.
Mhm. Common problem in yoga.
Common problem in yoga. And, I've been practicing long enough to know that sometimes if I surrender,
Mm.
I my body goes, I reach the position. It's almost like the pursuing the position.
Yeah, that's the part that's got you locked up.
It's got me locked up. Like I'm trying so hard to get to it that I'm like completely locked up. And so I'm like, I just need to surrender. And when I surrender, I get there. I get to the goal.
I'm sure you've had this experience with guitar too. It's like I think we talked about this really early on when it was still abstract, when you're still thinking about getting a guitar. Of like, I especially in the beginning, like trying to teach myself strumming patterns and picking patterns. And I'd get so caught up in my head and like so it was so clear what I needed to accomplish, like what I'm gonna use the word goal, like what my goal was. But it wasn't actually until I just shut my brain off and let my hand do it on its own that I would actually achieve it. And
Hmm.
so, like, in playing guitar, probably most instruments, like, same could be said in art as well. You need to just, like, get your brain out of it. Just
Hmm.
like, surrender to your body and, like, let your body figure it out. Right. Because
Yeah.
yoga is a great example of that because there's the physical practice of it, but there's also the psychological element of it. Like I've always had trouble with inversions. Like I'm just like I'm not comfortable on my head. I'm not comfortable upside down. Um, and it's like whenever I push myself, it doesn't feel good,
Hmm.
right? But like if I just kind of not surrender because right, it's active, but like decide in the moment, like, all right, this is happening, like I can get there. But like if I'm trying to force myself, it just, you know, end up toppling over and, just like tweaking my back out and like
Hmm.
spending the next week being like, why did I try that again?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So there I am in yoga, surrendering. And then I thought, but I'm here. I'm in I'm in position.
Mhm.
And surrendering, that's why I said before, like I feel like the worst of surrendering is just not being in the position. Not being in the position for anything to happen.
Right.
So I was like in position. I'm like, now that I'm in the position, I need to surrender. I need the best of pursuit and surrender. And then it was like, oh, this is a whole mind game. And I began to think, I started to just come up with other contexts, like what does it look like to pursue and surrender to a relationship? It's like, okay, I'm single. Do I pursue a relationship or do I surrender? And it's like, okay, I got to put myself in a position for a relationship. I got to clean myself up. I got to work out. I got to look good. I got to go do something. I got to join the softball league. I got to go go out at night. Like I got to meet people. Like I got to be in
Mhm.
position.
Yeah.
And I need to surrender. Like I need to not be so guarded. I need to allow
Mhm.
myself to fall in love and not be so picky about exactly who and exactly when and exactly how
Mhm.
this relationship is going to happen. I've so being in position is like I'm my best of the best is like this combination of being in the position to achieve the goal and being open to all the possibilities of what that goal might look like.
Yeah. I like that idea of like the active part, the part that you can actually control is putting yourself in the situation where it could happen, but then
Yes.
releasing, you know, the the obligation and the expectation and you know, the action, releasing the pursuit.
Yeah, it's reminding me of some creativity processes I used to teach back in I taught this class at NC State and one of the keys of the class was to come up with something novel, something new. And one of the conversations I had with the students was, "Hey, look, no one can guarantee a light bulb go off. Like if we knew that a light bulb was going to go off, it wouldn't be innovative by
Mm,
definition. We have to not know. We have to have like aha has to happen. And the only way for aha to happen is to put ourselves in the position for aha to happen. Like there's a bunch of it would take more than an hour to talk about, but there's like a bunch of creative like space that we would build such that the aha moment could happen, but not guarantee that it has to happen. And and not feel so I mean, I gotta think, as a designer, I mean, you do design work as a designer, this pressure to, I can't, it's like as a writer, as a musician, this idea of like, come up with something creative by tomorrow. It's like,
yeah,
I
that's the
have
worst.
to, like, have to come up with something
Yeah,
new
yeah.
tomorrow. It's like the worst of pursue. It's like, I'm just locked up,
Hmm.
and the better way is to say, okay, this is my creative process. I'm going to lay out all the stuff. I'm going to allow the aha moment to happen. And when tomorrow comes and I meet with my my client. I'm just going to be like, hey, look, it didn't happen today.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I mean, I did that with the logo. I was like, it's not where I want it to be.
yeah.
Yeah. And I needed a little more time because
Hmm.
I don't creativity is such a like you can have all the skills, you can have all the tools, like you can have the software, you can have all the pieces, but like without that little spark, without that little like, idea, it just won't land, right? It's like it's far better. I think the same is true in writing. Like I'm stuck right now. I've got, you know, I'm like made this commitment to myself that I was going to publish 10 stories a month because like I'm trying to get through all my drafts and like my folder of things. And I'm like, I'm at 6 for March. I know I'm going away for 2 weeks, right? Like I know I'll be writing, but like I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to like, there's other stuff going on. Um, and I'm just like, why am I so caught in this number? Like the point was last year for most of the year I got kind of like stuck in a lot of writing but nothing being published, and like that's not where I want to be. I want to like keep putting
Hmm.
myself out there. It's not like for growth or for income. It's because I don't want to lose. Like it's like greasing the wheels. Yeah, like you gotta run the motor every now and then to keep it in line. um and yeah, I catch myself also like pursuing this like arbitrary number that I've set for myself. And I'm like over here all frustrated. I'm like, why am I berating myself for being 4 stories short when I still have time? And also it doesn't matter, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
like I'm gonna say something that's a little woo woo. I'm gonna go ahead and use this word. But so I heard about this thing right before New Year's, which was to like do intention setting,
Uh-huh.
right? Like a very clear-minded intention process session, where you take 12 things, you write them all out on individual sheets of paper, fold them up, drop them all into a hat. For me, it was an envelope because I was traveling. And then you burn one every day without looking at it. All right. So you've set intentions, there's 12. You burn one every day without looking. You don't know what you've burned. And that's surrendering, that's releasing it to the universe, to whatever forces, yeah, they can direct
Hmm.
things. You've set the intention, you've pursued this thing, this is what I want, but I'm not responsible for it, right? I'm letting someone else deal with it. And when you get to
Hmm.
the last one you actually look at, and that's the one that you are responsible for in the year to come.
Mm.
Which to me, like, I liked the idea of it, did it, made Kathy do it too. Two of us were at her parents' house on Christmas, burning paper in the backyard. Her parents were like, "What the hell are you doing?" We're like, "Nothing." you know. But it was this thing I have noticed. We're only 3 months into this year, right? But I have noticed that all the things I intended for myself have fallen in place with very little active engagement from me. I mean, not
Mm.
active engagement, but active intention from me.
Mhm.
Right? Like I have this idea, I know what I want, but I'm not I'm only actively pursuing a few things. Everything else, I'm like, it would. This is what I want to happen, but it would be nice if this happened. But I'm not. I'm not like gonna push it, and it just keeps happening, right? So like,
Yeah.
I think there's really something to like put yourself in the position and then just let go.
Yeah. Are the ones that you burned not happening?
No, those are the ones that are
All of them.
happening.
So they're all happening.
They're all happening at different levels, right? In different ways. But like every time something happens, like Authbition is one, not Authbition
Uh-huh.
specifically, but like one of the ones. I don't know if you're not allowed to share, but one of the ones was like, I am tired of working with clients who do not understand the creative process and who want outcomes for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so, my intention for myself was like only taking on projects that speak to me,
Mm-hmm.
about which I feel strongly. And
Mm.
like, this is one of them. Yeah. Like, there's other things like, I started doing like book cover designs. Like that absolutely speaks to me. I love that. Right. Like that's,
Yeah.
I'm not actively chasing that. If it happens, it happens. But like, you know, I spent uh, years like trying to like fit creativity into a corporate environment. And that's just not fun for me. Like I can
Yeah.
do it. I can do it. It can pay the bills, but like, do I want that life? Like, I've tried twice now to like do design in a corporate environment, and both times I've been so like desperately unhappy.
Yeah.
But just like had to like cut out because I was like, nope, this is. I thought I learned this lesson. I learned this lesson again. Like, let's get out of here.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because you've earned it and you're still putting yourself in the position to get
Yeah.
those opportunities because you're doing the design work.
Yeah.
You're actively there, you know, you've hung up a shingle that says like I'm open for business, and you've put yourself in the position to say no to things and to say yes to things.
Mhm.
Um, and
So my
your brand is beautiful too, right? It's like it's very well positioned to attract the kind of, client that you want to work with.
Yeah. Well, that's also been a process. Like I just said no to a client I've worked with many times because he's just a pain in the ass. He'll never watch this, but he's just a pain in the ass. And I no, I said no. It's easy money. It's the easiest project in the world. But like, I don't want to. I don't want to waste energy there anymore.
Hmm.
And it's
Hmm.
not it's not appreciated. Like it's boring as hell. It's whatever. I won't say publicly what it is, but like it's just not exciting for me. It's not exciting for him. Like it's nobody's excited by this. Like nobody's into this.
Hmm.
And it just like I've done that. I've done take every job that comes your way because you're trying to pay rent, right? I've done that.
Hmm.
It's fine. It works. If I need to do it again, I will. But like if we don't need to right now, like why waste the energy there? Why not put it into
Hmm.
something that like can grow and you can grow from, right? So my
Yeah.
my best of the best for this
Yeah.
was open clarity, right? We're open, we are flexible, we're allowing things to fall as they do, but we are also clear in this case with this example, like what I don't want. I'm very clear on what I don't want. I'm
Hmm.
clear on what I want to achieve, but I am open in how I get there.
I love it. What's your worst of the worst?
Complacently missing out.
Complacent.
It's three words, but
That's
um,
as many words as you
yeah,
want.
complacently is the one. Like originally, my highlighted word for worst of surrender was floundering,
Hmm.
which is, but to me, that's more like diametrically opposed to pursuing, right? Like
Hmm.
that's more the opposite of pursuit is floundering. And that's, if we're talking about surrender, like the example I gave before, there's somebody very specific I'm thinking about who's like, well, I'm not going to bother trying anymore because it never works out. Like that's
Hmm.
complacency to me. And that's a damn shame.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's a damn shame. I understand that sentiment. We have all been there. But like you're not even going to bother to want something because you've been disappointed in the past. Like nobody would ever get remarried if that were the case.
Hmm.
Nobody would ever date after their first love broke their heart, right? Like if we all continued along that way. And then that missing out, like I really do see like goals are good. I have a lot of them, right? I have to winnow myself down periodically because all the things I want to achieve are overwhelming if they're all pursued at once.
Hmm.
But I'm also, you know, like med school. Like I wanted that. I really thought I wanted that. I still love the idea of it. I think I could have excelled in it. But it just I had to miss out on too much other stuff to justify it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't willing to give that up, to give up, playing on the softball team in college and like dating and partying and,
Hmm.
taking poetry classes and, being able to like stay up till 3 in the morning, um, talking philosophy with some guy in my building because we got into conversation and it happened because I had to go to a lab at 8 a.m. Like I didn't want that experience for
Hmm.
myself.
I get it.
And I was lucky. My parents were like very reasonable about. They were like, "All right, whatever, this is your circus. We're just helping you. So,
Hmm.
you decide what you want."
It's nice
Would
to
they
have
have
that.
preferred that I become a doctor? Sure. Of course. Of course. They're still immigrant parents. Yeah, like, of course. But they were very reasonable when I told them it was creative writing. Because before I landed in linguistics, it was creative writing. And when I told them that, they were like, okay. I was like eye twitching. Okay. But here I fucking am again. Here I keep coming back.
Oh my
Um,
God. You're like, oh, well, looks like she's not going to be very successful.
I've chosen the two most impractical majors as an undergrad. And then didn't do grad school for 10 years because I was like busy traveling. But you know what? Like I got where I needed to be. And then I got my master's in linguistics and was actively looking into doctoral programs. And then the pandemic happened and I was like, you know what? I think I want to learn to code. I just scrapped it all. So yeah, my father was very confused by my particular trajectory, but we had a conversation about it, and he was like, "Look, the only thing I know for sure about you is that if you need to figure something out, you will figure it out.
Hmm.
So figure out whatever you need." Yeah, but like,
Yeah, you were in a position to learn how to code. All right, so we have about 5 minutes left, and I want to finish today's game a
terrible time
little
management. Thank you.
time management. I want to finish today's game slightly different than I've ever done it before, so it's a little bit of a
Okay.
brand new thing. I'll give my best of the best. Best of the best. I wrote down intentional creativity,
Mm.
and for worst of the worst, I wrote down paralyzed.
Ooh.
But where I want to end the game is it's important for me to be thinking now just about why whole mind thinking. I mean, the conversations are amazing, they're enlightening. Part of this is it's a creative process to say we got two options. We got pursue or surrender. And it is in of itself a creative process that should yield many alternatives,
Mhm.
right? And so instead of like, what are three things to make it actionable? I kind of want to end on a little brainstorming run. Like, okay, open clarity. What are all the ways, open clarity? Like, just brainstorm on what are all the ways to do open clarity?
I mean, I think I gave one example of this, which is where my mind goes first. When presented with that question, it's for example, like I know I only want to take on projects that I feel strongly about. That's clear. The open is I don't know what those projects are yet.
Hmm.
And I'm trusting myself to recognize them when they come.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I am open to unexpected things. I'm open to um, things I haven't yet considered, but I am clear about the shape I want, the way I want it to impact the shape of my day.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I don't know, let's move away from like a work situation. I signed up for a gym. I signed up for the gym. I'm pretty good about like working out at home. That
Mm-hmm.
was just something that happened after the pandemic. It's like I've got like an entire weight set and like all of this. But I signed up for the gym again because I was like, it's also good for me to get out of the house, and I work from home, right? So like, it's good for me to get out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I proceeded to just go on walks and bike rides and not set foot in the gym. But that's okay, right? Because the point was, I wanted to keep moving. I wanted to get out of the house. I was clear on that, but like open to the form that it takes,
Yeah.
right? Like if, my bike's calling me one day, then I'm gonna go out for a bike ride and skip the weight routine.
Mm-hmm.
Or do it on the side of the road somewhere, right? But like it doesn't need to. I think for me, like this open clarity is like it's like having a rough sketch idea versus like a very clear
Mm-hmm.
idea. I know what I don't want. I know the brief, right? But I don't know what the final product is yet. If it's like French onion soup or steak, I know I need to be fed. But like, and I want there to be cheese, right? But like, how can we incorporate the cheese in the steak dinner?
Yeah.
Every Jew is like, no, no. I'm agnostic, so I can.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I love it. It's like it's just joining the gym. It feels also like joining a writing group. Like
mhm,
you're putting yourself in a position to choose the gym or
mhm,
choose the bike or choose a hike with friends. You can, but by joining that gym, you made it was an intention of, hey, I'm interested in, doing healthy activities. Which ones happen? I've created opportunities for many possibilities to happen. And and so I love that as opposed to the I must write X number of things. It's so rigid. It's less about being in a position to write and more rigidity about must be writing. And so those are really cool examples of how that open clarity can be achieved.
mhm. I think that's also like, your intentional creativity. That to me feels even more like that feels more like home to me. Because that's like, yeah, creativity for creativity's sake. I taught right before this lesson and I did this scene. But yeah, it's like it doesn't it doesn't matter. I wanted to learn to draw. I still want to learn to
Mm-hmm.
draw. I'm terrible at drawing. I can sketch for myself, right? Like I have an idea of what things are, but like I am not a technically good artist. I'm
Mm-hmm.
fine in like digital tools, but like I'd love to be better by hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I've taken courses and I've like tried to like force myself to draw. I've got 3 sketchbooks sitting in my desk right in front of me. And it's just like I've just started. Also, I hate pencils. So like I've just started drawing with a fountain pen and I take this notebook out with me whenever I go for a walk. And I'll just like pick one thing on my walk and sketch it, however poorly, however well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like the intention is just to create something,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't need to predefine what that thing is.
Yeah, I love that. Again, you're like in position that you're choosing an instrument that you enjoy writing with. You have the pad with you. So you've put intention behind that creativity and I want to say, this short form show, this idea that when I find myself between pursue and surrender, whatever it is, do I pursue this yoga pose or surrender into it? Do I pursue a relationship or do I surrender and let love find me wherever I am? Do I pursue playing the guitar or do I just surrender and let it
Or
be?
let the
Let
guitar gods show you
let
and
the
you're
yeah,
doing
the
this stuff.
guitar gods are just going to bestow upon me like this. And when I find myself between this pursue and surrender, it's about putting myself in position to
Hmm.
it's it's by the guitar, it's hanging it on the wall in a place that you can easily grab it, it's making it accessible. And it's if it's about riding my bike, it's like have the bike tuned up, make sure it's
Hmm.
working, put it by the front door, have my helmet right next to it, have the light charged, have all the reasons to say yes to riding the bike. And and then if somebody calls up and says, "Hey, do you want to go on a hike?" Be like, "Oh man, I was going to go ride my bike, but I'd love to go on a hike with you." So like in the position to and be open to all the possibilities at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like we talked about the guitar thing again when the guitar was still an abstract concept for you. And I was like the best, and I think it was just in guitar. I was like the best advice I ever heard at the beginning of my guitar journey was never put the guitar away. Never put it in a bag in a closet. Keep it out
Hmm.
by a stand, put it on the wall, wherever you need to put it, leave it on the bed, but like never put it away.
Hmm.
Because you just if you can ignore it in the room, you can't ignore it as a habit.
Hmm.
Um, and that yeah, I think that's also true. Like my bike is always tuned up. My tires always have air, right? I will
Hmm.
very often choose to go walking instead of biking because I hate this bicycle, but like that's a conversation for another day. I need advice. I need advice. I need a new bike. I hate this one. It's just so heavy and like unpleasant, but it's a different day. Um, how do you avoid paralysis?
Well, I
Right?
think,
Because
yeah,
sometimes it just
paralysis.
happens.
Yeah, it does. I think to me, it's recognition that I have, I'm trying too hard, right? Like,
Mm.
so I recognize it in yoga. It's
It's me.
like
It's me with
I'm,
10 stories a month.
I'm just completely locked up, right? It's like it's writer's
Yeah.
block. I can't write anything. It's not about avoiding paralysis. It's maybe just about recognizing that
Mm.
it might be somebody else knocking you on the head and being like, "Hey, Andrew, I know you want to do, you know, I'm
Mhm.
making stuff up, but hey, Andrew, I know you want to find a new relationship. You want to make a new friend, but you're not doing anything. You're not putting yourself in a position. I think it's just recognizing like, wow, I'm paralyzed. I'm not making I'm not getting any closer to the position I want to be in. So maybe now is a moment to surrender and ask myself, am I in a position to get there? And that's the thing that happened. What the thing that happened in the yoga class was I was locked up.
Mhm.
And as I surrendered, I said, but I'm here. I'm here. And I think a lot of the times when I'm paralyzed, I say, I'm not here. I'm not in any position for anything to happen.
Yeah.
I need to get that guitar and hang it on the wall, and I need to put some air in my bike tires. I need to change the position.
I like that you shared the context after the fact. I like the idea of brainstorming. And it also just gave me another like again, I told you I was frustrated about like not hitting the number of stories that I promised myself. But like that's a form of paralysis too. Over planning
Hmm.
is a form of paralysis. Because
Hmm.
then you're not open to the possibilities, right? Like maybe it's a quality issue and not a quantity one.
Hmm. So exciting.
Yeah, that was a
I
good one.
I hope that the game turns into being in the position to write more and just unlocking, like, oh my God, it's just coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should do the other two. Also, I mean, obviously, authenticity and ambition is probably overdue. But I really like the idea of home and away, as,
Yeah.
and not just like as a metaphor as well, not just as physical places.
I foresee more of these games together, and with
Hmm.
less time constraints, we'll make sure that there's
For
more
sure,
than an hour for
for
us to
sure.
play the whole mind game.
Yeah, apparently an hour is just never enough time for us, so
No.
that's a good thing. All
It was
right, I
so
gotta leave
awesome
you.
to
Of
spend. Yeah, it was great to spend this time with you. I appreciate you.
course, yeah. Enjoy your jaunt through the woods.